Hi, welcome to a special edition of Weekend Box Office Predictions and Movie Review. My name is Craig and I am your host. Hey, I've been wanting to do a video on all the rumors that are swirling around on Star Wars Episode 8 and just kind of cover those and kind of give you my take on what I think of them. I have been researching these for about the last 2 months now, and I finally put some thoughts together, and I want to share those with you and give everyone an opportunity to comment on what my take is on those. So if you haven't seen Star Wars Force Awakens yet, you may not want to watch further on because I do talk about some of the things in the movie. So, but if you have, hey, please take a look. I appreciate it. So first question is, who is Rey the daughter of? Is it Luke, Leia, Obi-Wan? Director Colin Trevorrow, who will be directing Episode 9, he states that Rey is an important character in this universe, not just in the context of The Force Awakens, but in the entire galaxy, and she deserves it. So, kind of taking what he just said there, what exactly does he mean? Obviously, she's going to play a huge role. I'm factoring that comment into having to do with bringing balance to the Force and so forth. Not sure how else to read that at this point. So, is she a relative of both Obi-Wan and Luke? She can pilot very well. She has the mind tricks already without any Jedi training that we're aware of. She even has an English accent like Obi-Wan Kenobi did. Is that just more because of who Ewan McGregor was, or is that actually part of who the character is supposed to be? She also uses a lightsaber with a lot of skill without having hardly any training, so where did that come in? Kind of another thing to keep in mind is who broke the rule of celibacy. Jedi aren't supposed to have family, even though some of them did. So was it Obi-Wan? Was it Luke? However, though, in the books, Luke actually has a family. He has a wife, and he might not have known about this rule at the time. So she does have visions of Luke fighting on Cloud City in the movie, being abandoned on Jakku, and also the young apprentices, Jedi apprentices, getting killed. So was she actually there? Was she one of the younglings that actually might have survived, and we just didn't know about it at the time? So another point is when Maz Kanata and Rey were talking, if it's Kylo Ren's betrayal that drove it to Luke into hiding, he wouldn't have made just a casual pit stop to drop off his lightsaber. One thing to keep in mind is that this lightsaber was the one that he lost when Darth Vader cut his hand off. So, how did Luke come back into possession of it? And also, why was Rey drawn to it? So, I actually believe that Rey is the daughter of Luke. And I've been leaning back and forth between this and also that she could be the twin brother of Kylo Ren. In the books, Han and Leia have twins. And based on that, that's what my initial thought was. But as I've been thinking about this more, I really actually think she is the daughter of Luke and his wife. But thinking along those lines, I actually think that probably in Episode 8 that Luke's wife will come into play in some form or fashion here. So the next question is what's he guarding on this island? And, that's a question I'll cover here in just a second. So got a little bit of ways before I get there. So the other thing, though, to think of is how did he actually get his lightsaber back? And also, why was it hidden so long? And why didn't he just return to that lightsaber as well, considering he had made a new one? So, but back to the question now is, what is so important there? Like I said, the other thing in the books is that Luke's wife is actually dying from an incurable disease. So I actually believe that he is actually seeking a way for immortality, just as Darth Plagueis was, and also Darth Sidious, who is kind of understood that he actually at least understood how to do it. So even though he did not achieve it himself. So according to comicbook.com, that there was a casting call for Episode 8. Harrison Ford is actually listed as returning. So what role is he going to play in the movie here in Episode 8? Myself, I just actually think, number one, is this statement correct? Lots of information out there flowing around. He will probably be in Episode 8. I'm guessing it'll probably be a flashback. Is he going to be a Jedi spirit? No, I don't think so. He's never shown any sign of being a Jedi, having those abilities. However, though, I think that he will be able to You'll see him in those different kind of things of a flashback, or they may even do a flashback to a story of something that occurred, maybe when she was dropped off or anything like that. So next is who is Finn? A couple interesting things out there is he the son of Mace Windu? Could this be why he has a little bit of ability, natural ability with the lightsaber? They didn't actually reveal if he has midi-chlorians or not, if he is Force able. Another one is he the son of Lando Calrissian? This is one I may lean more towards just because of the atmosphere of the people that have always been involved in Star Wars. I think that this is a plausible one. He would kind of fit the timeline of a son. Who's to know for sure? The other thing is he Force sensitive? It's really hard to say because he didn't necessarily show things in the movie, other than there was a moment in the film where Kylo Ren pauses after he had pretty much wiped out everybody on the Battle of Jakku. He looks straight at Finn as though he senses something. Don't know if it's a, hey, I'm realizing that you're a traitor or that you don't want to fight anymore, or is it, hey, is this guy Force sensitive? Was there something there? Finn may not even know that he has him at that point. So when that occurred, but it's just something to think about. So it's very interesting though. I would love for Finn to be the son of Lando Calrissian, but we just really don't know. If he's even going to be in Episode 8. That's Lando, but it would be great if he was. Love Billy D. Williams in it. So next is will Rey turn to the dark side? This one has been out there quite a bit. Most people are thinking that Episode 8 is going to focus on Luke training her and kind of follow the same thing as Empire Strikes Back with Yoda training Luke. Is this what's going to occur in Episode 8 here? Overall, we don't know at this point. However, though, one thing to think about in the movie is that she does wound Kylo Ren, and he's lying in the snow. Kylo Ren does sense something in her, and just based on her body language and how she reacted, were these things that made him consider that, hey, this is someone that I could recruit to help me on the dark side. Got to remember the rule of two with Sith Lords. That's something that they do. There's always going to be that challenge to outtake their master so that they can become the master and get an apprentice. So it's hard to say at this point, but it's something to think about as well. So is it Kylo Ren that will bring balance to the Force? I don't think it will. He may bring it. It brings balance when Vader. It didn't bring balance when Vader and the Emperor were there, when they both died. And Anakin was supposed to have been the one to do that. Is that when it actually came into play? No, because we're already back to, it's roughly, I think it was 30 years is what's the difference between the two movies. It's already out of whack again. So it's really, I really don't think there's ever going to be that true balance in the Force. So, but I don't see it happening as he being the one. Next, who is Snoke? I mean, he is just, a lot of people are just throwing everything out there. Is he Darth Plagueis cloned? Was he able to actually achieve immortality even though he was killed in his sleep by Darth Sidious? It's hard to say. I've not seen what Darth Plagueis looks like, so I'm not 100% sure. But that's something that a lot of people have been trying to look at. Is he also maybe one that's manipulating the Skywalker family line? Was Anakin born, since he was born of midichlorians, it would help explain why Palpatine did recruit him and try to keep things in balance so that he can work to his plans to rule the galaxy as he wanted. Another one is Snoke, Palpatine's son. Was he a hidden son that he didn't tell anyone about? It's hard to say. I don't really think this is plausible. I think it's just a rumor still. Obviously, that's what this show's about, but I really think it's one of those that you just need to cast aside. Is Snoke Kylo Ren from the future? This is another one that's been going around. I really don't see this as well. I think it's just almost getting too ridiculous in a plot. Could it happen? There's never really been time travel within Star Wars, so I really don't see this as being a rumor that could plan out or even come to life. So another one is he Grand Moff Tarkin? Very interesting to think about. You know, a lot of people say, yes, he blew up on the Death Star, but we didn't see his dead body. Well, you didn't see a lot of dead bodies because it completely exploded. However, though, could he be a clone of him? Hard to say. He does resemble him just roughly, but for him to, the other reason is because he doesn't seem to be showing any signs of having being a Sith Lord. Could he just be a kind of the a role model, more of a leader and so forth, and even though Kylo Ren does answer to him. However, though, the other thing is Moff Tarkin knew Palpatine and Vader as well, so he would be able to use that to his advantage. So it's one that, you know, I put a little bit of credibility to, so it's not one I've just discarded totally, so kind of interesting. Another one is he Darth Bane? If you don't know who he is, he came around roughly 1,000 years ago and found many of the, a lot of the Sith holocrons that had been hidden. He went to a lot of the Sith temples and discovered a lot of the things that were passed on. He's the one who also came up with the rule of two. The other thing is he learned the ability to transfer his consciousness into another body, and he did that with his apprentice. So it's very interesting to see if he could actually be Snoke as well. That's one I kind of am leaning a little bit towards. Not 100% sure on it though, but very interesting to think about. So last is about this, and I'll move on to the next one, is the Darth Vader helmet itself. What role is this actually playing in the movie? Is it just a trinket? You know, how did Kylo Ren get it from? Who did he get it from? Was it a shady Ewok? It's hard to say, but it's very interesting to see that he has this in his possession. And could Snoke be Anakin Skywalker? Because he has the split down his head, kind of, if you look at Anakin at the end of Return of the Jedi, kind of the same characteristics on their face, very disfigured, and so forth. So it's hard to say. So, and next is, who's Poe Dameron? Obviously, he's a good guy, fighting to keep the First Order out of line and so forth. But is he actually a special agent? Is he undercover? Is he working for both sides? You know, it's hard to say at this point. But one interesting thing was when he was thought dead, next thing you know, he's back on the planet where they were getting set up to attack. How did he get there so fast? You know, that wasn't really explained at all. This is something that's been floating around, so I thought I would mention it. Next, what happened to the Jedi that Luke was training when he left? Did they all die? Did some of them join the Knights of Ren? You know, was Rey there at that time before he left? You know, I don't really remember how much time took place, how long Luke was gone, but it's just a couple of things to think about. So, and next, who is Maz Kanata? You know, she's a pirate, been around 1,000 years. You know, and how has she been able to come across these artifacts that she has? Are they for safekeeping? Was she the one that took Rey to Jakku? She would have been obviously in. She knows a lot of knowledge. They say she's not a Jedi, but yet she knows a lot about the Force. You know, which is very, very interesting. I think she's going to be a key player, especially in Episode 8, because it has been mentioned that she will be in the movie as well. Next is, will we see Kylo Ren train as a Sith? We have never seen this before in the Star Wars movie. It'd be very interesting to see how they do train. Obviously, he has a lot of ability, but yet a lot of it's not under control. You know, the Sith Lords can do so much, and they have so much ability. So it will be interesting to see if it's Snoke, if it's somebody else that may come into play. You know, and if Snoke is actually Darth Bane, you know, he would be an excellent teacher to teach him all those abilities. So next is, how did C-3PO get his red arm? And also, why did R2-D2, why did it take him so long to awake at the end? You know, a lot of people said that that I'm seeing is that R2-D2 was just being conniving, was, you know, showing emotion and all that. You know, I think he was actually given an instruction to do this, to wait until a moment when he was to reveal his part of the map, and that's what he did. And I think that's why he woke up at the time he did. As for C-3PO's arm, I think it'll be revealed at some point in time. It's going to be hard to say why it was and why he has that arm. Maybe there's something special that has to do with it, just as the map was within R2-D2. So next is BB-8 trustworthy. Could he be an undercover agent as well? Neil Scanlon, head of creature and droid effects on Star Wars The Force Awakens, he compares BB-8 to a naughty puppy or a clever child. He also teased that he shouldn't be trusted. So it's kind of interesting for him to say something like that without knowing for sure, that, oh, he's totally good. Also, when Poe Dameron arrived with BB-8 to get the data disk back from Lorne Santeca, the First Order suddenly attacked. How did they know that they were there so quickly? Did BB-8 send out a message stating, hey, this is where we're at? So it'll be kind of interesting to see. And, and also he ran as soon as he could as well. So was he kind of playing the, hey, I still got to act like I'm on the other side, on the good side, even though I'm actually on the bad side? So something to think about. So how much will Rogue One, a Star Wars story, reveal, if any, when it comes out in December? Just kind of remember to keep in mind that this movie takes place between Episode 3 and Episode 4. So I'm not sure how much it will play in. It may have a few characters, but I really don't know and really don't think that it will. So 3 working titles for Episode 8 so far that have come out is The First Order Rises, or Rise of the Order. Another one is The Path of the Jedi. And last is The Knights of Ren. So, they can name it who knows what else. So it'd be very interesting to see what the title will be once they do reveal that. Of course, they're so tight and tight-lipped on so many of, just about everything to do with this movie. So there's even been a rumor that the script had already leaked. That's already been shot down as well. So next is, will Leia have a bigger role as a Jedi? In the book, she actually trains and learns to become quite a good Jedi. And, don't know if we're going to see that at all in the movie. It'd be interesting to see if we do an 8 or 9. Or are they just going to keep her more of a general and an administrative role? So we'll have to wait and see. It's really hard to tell on this one whether she'll go one way or not. So what do we know about Episode 8? In reality, we don't know much. However, though, production has begun, and the teaser trailer actually shows them on the island where Luke and Rey left off. And so they don't film movies in order. However, though, it probably looks like that movie 8 will pick up right where movie 7 ended. So that'd be very interesting to see what direction they go with that. The other thing is that it's supposed to be a lot darker movie. John Boyega, who played Finn, he has already said that this script is much darker. And so if you kind of look at what Episode 8 was, a lot of struggle with the Force, the good side, the bad side, and all that. Revelations happen, obviously, so I see a lot of that stuff happening in Episode 8 as well. Also, it's been moved back 6 months to December 15th, 2017, so that's kind of a bummer. But in the meantime, though, Episode 7 comes out on Blu-ray, DVD on April 5th, so it's just roughly a month and a half away, about 6 weeks, and looking forward to that. They've actually said it's going to be a 3-disc set. It's going to be 2 Blu-rays and 1 DVD. So that probably means that they've said it's not going to be an extended version. However, though, there are going to be deleted scenes on it. So I'm hoping that second disc is loaded with a whole bunch of deleted scenes and a lot of extras. So that would be really thrilling to see. So I'm looking forward to getting my copy in early April. So, hey, that's it. Hey, I appreciate you checking this out. Please leave me comments, your thoughts below, and maybe I can continue the discussion on in another video. So, hey, until next time, take care.